If you've ever opened a virus on your PC, then you know what's coming next. It's the fellas.
I want to let that intro music roll for a bit. You know what they call that? They call it letting it breathe.
Oh.
I wanted to let that intro music breathe for a little bit because this movie had me kind of hyped up.
Well, it has that Spider-Man feel.
Oh, well, I didn't even introduce who we are. You already just threw the movie out there. Should I just tell people spoilers right now? Why don't you tell them what you liked about the ending? Why don't we just fuck the steps, fucking sheets of paper I got for us to follow.
Oh.
Fuck them. I'm just throwing it on the floor because you just want to go off script.
Look, man.
And throw shit out there.
Look, man, I didn't realize I went in the theater at 10 o'clock and left at 2. This movie was long as shit.
No, fucker, you were late. Never mind.
Okay.
Everybody, this is the fellas. It's Ray and Antoine, and today we have our Manchurian candidate. Dre is on the line. What's up, Dre?
Hey, what's up, guys?
The Manchurian candidate. All you have to do is say the right word, and he's gonna start shooting people. He's like He's like the Black Winter Soldier. You say something, you say the proper words, and then next thing you know, he just wakes up and like 5 people are dead. So what happened? What did I do? I blacked out. Everyone's dead now.
Say hello to the fans.
The key is they have to say it in Chinese.
Exactly. But you gotta be careful what you say. It is Chinese. It's possible that you can just drop like a bunch of pots and pans and shit, and then he just starts killing people because it sounds like the words that he needs to hear to start shooting.
Is there a phrase to stop him from doing that?
Who?
Drake?
You'd have to ask my keepers.
Oh, your keepers, okay.
Once he starts killing, nothing can sate his bloodlust.
Is it, I'm sure the keepers have to be from the party, for the party, because the keepers have to be aware of your...
Sheeping?
Yeah.
Oh, please be respectful of our glorious leader.
I would... Look, man. Anybody will tell you. I love Winnie the Pooh is my favorite character on that Christopher Robin shit.
Yeah.
I'm down with Xi Jinping.
Okay.
I mean, Tigger can go fuck himself because, you know, if you know, even though Tigger was a president, I don't think it counts because if you replace that T with an N, now we're banned. How is that my fault? He shouldn't look like that tiger.
Oh, man.
But when he was with Winnie the Pooh, it was all good.
Well, you do know
Bear.
the reason why we got the Omicron variant now is because they refused.
We jumped right over the she.
Yeah, we jumped right over the she variant.
I think you would have done that. If it were me, I'd have done that shit just to be funny. I'd have put it out on purpose. So I want to see these motherfuckers explain this.
Our glorious leader had me prep take anybody out in case they tried to pull that one.
Oh, yeah?
Excellent.
Yeah. I just found out. Thank God.
Excellent.
You know, I'm looking at IMDb right now, and I see all 4 Spider-Man. And I was trying to tell.
By the way, I think I did say that we saw Spider-Man. Did I not say
that?
Yeah.
No Way Home.
Okay, yeah. And I also like the fact you just spoiled out because in the trailers they never showed that.
Well, I'm looking at the images here. I mean, IMDb did it first. I didn't do it.
Yeah, but they got images of the Black Spider-Man. He wasn't in there. Oh fuck! Now I fucked you. Now I'm giving away shit.
Look. See, the Black Spider-Man, he's Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I'm saying you probably would have looked at that and just figured they're showing scenes from all the Spider-Man
I just realized what universe the current Tom Holland Spider-Man is. He is the spectacular Spider-Man.
What? No.
Really?
Yeah, because the Amazing Spider-Man is the other Spider-Man because he was amazing.
Amazing Spider-Man is who? Garfield?
Yes.
He told Garfield
that he was amazing. Yes.
However,
he's amazing.
However, Tom Holland at the end of the fuck it, spoilers, everybody. This is fucked. All right, fuck it. Spoilers.
Call himself the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. What are you talking about?
This is why you don't have comic book nerds reviewing comic book movies. This shit flew off the rails 5 fucking minutes.
I'm just saying that Tobey Maguire is the OG Spider-Man. And he's the original.
So
what is he? The spectacular, or is he the regular? The 616?
Here's the thing, and I hate that we're doing this so early because it's fucking up what happens at the end. But you know what? I'm going to put this point out there, and then we'll pull it back in. At the end of this movie, Tom Holland shows up in the classic Spider-Man costume, which I had not realized until the end of this movie. You know what? No Spider-Man movie ever had him in a classic outfit. So if it's the classic outfit, what was the original Spider-Man book called? Was it just Spider-Man? Or was it Amazing Spider-Man?
Amazing.
Okay, so the original books, the first ones, were called Amazing Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Okay, so then that settles it.
So
Tom
look,
Holland's
so look,
amazing.
what would make Tobey Maguire the spectacular one?
Who the fuck cares? He ain't wearing the original outfit.
Hey man, when he's busting that emo dance all day, he's spectacular.
Look, well, okay. Then Andrew Garfield is the amazing Spider-Man because it's none of them are black. You know, this guy is definitely the the ultimate Spider-Man.
Of course, that's where he came from. Ain't no one's in doubt as to whether Miles Morales is the ultimate Spider-Man or not. I don't give a fuck what anyone calls him.
So we got all four of them.
He will never be anything more than ultimate. He is not my Spider-Man.
So Andrew Garfield is definitely the amazing because they kept nodding it because he's amazing. I'm just trying to find out who's the G1 Spider-Man and the spectacular. Who's the spectacular
Spider-Man?
Well, there's No Way Home. That could be also a subtext that Sony won't get this property back home ever.
Well, you know what? Let me give a brief rundown of the plot.
Okay.
I can tell you right now,
this movie's awesome.
This is supposed to save that until the reviews.
Well, they don't know my full intent, but I'm just telling you, this shit's fucking. I haven't seen the movie theater this packed since fucking before COVID.
Yeah, you got me there. The latest installment, what I call Way Home Spider-Man, that's what I call these three. Or I also call them the Good Spider-Man.
Okay.
That's what I call this series, the Good Spider-Man series, because everything else with Marvel is shitting on my chest right now.
Yeah, they're taking a sweet dump.
Each movie in this series constantly got better and better and better, and this one is no mistake. I expected to be very, very pleasantly happy with this movie, and I was fucking blown away.
I was fucking blown away.
I didn't fucking expect. Multiple times, the entire theater clapping and shit. It was nuts. It was unnerving.
It's pretty nice that a lot of it wasn't spoiled online beforehand.
No, they didn't. But it's a good thing we saw it the first weekend.
Yeah. Because it would have been spoiled.
I guarantee you it would have been spoiled to fucking back. So, in this one, Tom Holland, if you saw at the end of the last Spider-Man, that was Far Away From Home.
Far From Home.
Yeah. So, Spider-Man Far From Home, his identity got leaked. And what I like it is that they started it right where the last one left off, where he was swinging around with MJ. Who I affectionately call, it's affection. It's like a pet name. I call her Mystery Meat MJ.
Okay.
But she's not my ginger princess. She's not my MJ.
Oh.
I call her.
She's not Mary Jane Watson, dude. She's not Mary Jane.
As they repeated many times in this movie, her name is Michelle Jones, which I think I don't know if they pointed it out earlier, but if they didn't, I think they should have. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. But as a cute nickname, I call her Mystery Meat. So he's swinging around with Mystery Meat, and Jay Jonah, who apparently is Alex Jones in this universe.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's who he was. Yeah. No. When he went to the commercial. Yeah, we're gonna sell you these supplements. I'm like, okay, it's Alex Jones. That's okay. That's cute. I liked it. Like, it's cute. Okay. And right away, everyone sees Spider-Man. And what I don't get is like, yeah, Spider-Man is Peter Parker. Immediately, everybody's swarming all over him, which makes me ask, like, Spider-Man was standing in front of you for 10 minutes. You didn't need to swarm him. All of a sudden, he's Peter Parker. Now, everybody wants to swarm him. Or it could have been because he said he murdered Mysterio. Who the fuck knows? But they immediately go home. Their life gets turned upside down. Everything's going to shit because of this. And to make matters worse, both Spider-Man, Mystery Meat, and Sidekick Boy, they all get denied entry into their college because Spider-Man is suspected of murdering this guy, and these two are friends of Spider-Man, so none of them are getting in. So he immediately goes to Doctor Strange. One thing I'll say about Benedict Cumberbatch, he did not phone this in.
No, he did a great job.
So he did this shit like he had a real paycheck.
Yes.
Depending on this, he did not fucking phone this in.
Yes.
So he's there, and it's like, well, I can't turn back time, but I can do a spell that'll make everybody forget that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, because Peter Parker is fucking with him while he's making the spell.
Yep,
he fucked it up. Now, why he doesn't just stop and say, okay, you know what? No, stop. I'm going to stop the spell. I'm not going to keep writing the spell. I'm going to stop the spell till you figure out what the fuck it is you want to do. Instead, he tries to alter it on the fly, and what he did is he started instead bringing in people from other dimensions, anyone who knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. He basically started bringing in the bad guys from all the other Spider-Man movies, and because those were all under Sony, you can bring in all the bad guys from the 3 Tobey Maguire ones, and the 2 Andrew Garfield ones.
Yes.
They brought them in, and when they showed was like, yo, it's awesome. And they were acting exactly as if they picked up right where their movie was right before they were defeated.
Yep.
That's where it picked up. So let's go over them, Ray. Who else was it, guys?
Lizard.
Doc Ock, Lizard,
Electro.
Sandman,
and Green Goblin.
Green Goblin. Are you sure it wasn't another
left
one?
the best for last.
Okay. Oh, the Green Goblin.
The Green Goblin, yeah.
Well,
William Dafoe is
look,
the greatest villain in any movie.
No, just let Ann keep doing his thing. Don't kill it. Don't spoil it yet, Ray.
Okay. You don't look. Okay, we won't talk about them yet. We'll go into the character. We won't talk about them yet. Let me finish the plot because we're gonna sit here and we're gonna take some Willem Dafoe and it's just gonna be fire. Willem Dafoe stepping on any set, I would avert my fucking eyes. I would speak to him while looking down. If I had to speak to William Dafoe, but. Shut up.
Okay.
Don't even say nothing. Because we're going to go off on a tangent. It's like brakes coming off a car. I'm just going to move right ahead. Okay, so they all show up and Doctor Strange is like, yeah, look, we're just going to capture them all. I'm going to zap them back where they belong. Easy peasy Japanesey. This is going to be simple.
Yeah.
However, our version of Spider-Man, the Tom Holland version, is the younger, more naive, more optimistic Peter Parker. Remember, unlike all the others, he hasn't had tragedy because the other two Spider-Man series, their Uncle Ben's died.
Yeah.
Or you watch their Gwen Stacy died.
Yeah.
You always watch them have heartbreak.
Yep.
And kind of sort of battle against going dark. That
part of the ethos of Spider-Man is he suffers close personal loss due to his own ability to act or his inability to act.
Exactly, which fuels him. Which has, oddly enough, this makes characters interesting. I don't get what it is.
Yes.
Seeing them suffer loss and setback and push through that loss to become a better person, for some reason people like watching this shit. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I would rather really if a woman just showed up and didn't have to bother with any of that shit. Because she's just perfect.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I want to see a Spider-Man who's just perfect.
Oh.
I want to see a Spider-Man who doesn't need the loss. He's just, he's just perfect. Because that's what the people want.
Spider-Woman?
That would not be Spider-Man.
Haven't you heard what I said? People like a successful protagonist. I don't want to have to watch a protagonist suffer loss. I don't want to see a protagonist suffer pain or shortcomings or setbacks. And now I have to sit there and wait just for him to fight his way through that for personal growth. No, you should start it off with the protagonist being perfect. Like that chick from Star Wars. What's her name?
Rey.
Yeah. Or
Rey Skywalker.
Or like that chick from the Marvel movie.
You mean Captain Marvel?
Yeah. They just came out perfect.
That bitch. Yeah.
Because that's what people want. But I digress. We're going to get into that too.
Yeah.
But no, you are right. Spider-Man, his legacy, no matter what Spider-Man character you have, it's marked by suffering that's brought about because of him or because of his power or because of his inactivity or whatever. That's like the Spider-Man stamp of approval.
Well, I only saw really one person suffering in this whole movie.
Well, we'll get into that.
You don't even know where I'm even going with this.
But I know it's going to piss me off.
Oh, okay.
Poor Happy. Fucking Happy.
Exactly.
God damn it. Come on, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying that Happy... there's two reasons why you see Happy the way he is.
I'm putting bumpers on the rails to keep you guys from taking the wrong exits.
No. We all know Happy is happy when he's in the Marvel series, but he's not happy in real life. Okay, Jon Favreau ain't happy because the bitch that fucked up the Mandalorian, he's having a heart attack. You see how much little hair he's got left now?
Yeah, he lost weight. This Kathleen Kennedy shit. I bet.
Yo, they put that motherfucker in the CPAP machine.
I bet
on set.
I bet John Favreau. I bet Jon Favreau is probably like doing shit like this movie is what I should be doing all the time. This shit makes me happy.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna have to go back to The Mandalorian, a show I like doing, and I have to fight just to make them money. I have to fight just to help them out. It's like, why am I even doing it? I bet you he spent many a days just sitting in his house in his recliner, probably smoking a joint, and asking himself, why the fuck am I even doing this?
He's lost a lot of hair, man. You can see the stressed lines of his face.
Yeah, Disney is killing him. Disney is killing my boy. And it ain't right.
Yeah.
Fucking go to HBO Max or some shit. you shouldn't have to make a version of Superman that people complain about. Yeah. I don't know. They'll do something.
He'll make it successful.
Yeah, as long as you say, yeah, do the fuck you want. Go through our marketing department. Okay, so where was I? Oh yeah. So this being the young, idealistic Spider-Man, everyone would say, that's not your problem. He gets to know each of these people, and unlike their Spider-Man, he's like, I talk to them.
Yeah.
I talk to them and find out each person has their tale of suffering, which turned them evil.
Yeah.
Each of their Spider-Men had their tale of suffering, but they didn't turn to the dark side. Now, knowing their, suffering and whatnot, he's like, each of you guys ended up dying. So when I send you back, you're going to die.
Yeah.
And he felt like bad for him. He's like, look, I feel for these guys because it's not really their fault that they turned out the way they were. So why don't I do some shit to help you, to avert you from being evil, and then I send you back?
Yeah.
Of course, and everyone in the theater who was watching was like, dude, that's not your fucking problem, man. Just fucking send them back. Let their fucking Spider-Man deal with it.
Then the movie would be over at that point.
Yes. But again, this is the naive Spider-Man, the I'm gonna help everyone Spider-Man. So he and Doctor Strange get into a fight about it. Now, realistically, if this were the comics, there wouldn't be a fight. Doctor Strange would just... No. There wouldn't be a fight. But this is the movie, and that fight was the shit.
Yes, it was the shit. Doctor Strange makes everything better.
I still have a hard-on for it. I can't wait for the Multiverse of Madness. I cannot wait. Oh, by the way, Dre, did you see after the credits, you saw that trailer for the Multiverse of Madness?
I can't wait to get into that.
Yeah. We're gonna get in. I saw some characters, but I saw some characters in there. Can't really say I'm happy about what I saw, but we'll get into that.
But I gotta tell you, my favorite character in the whole movie wasn't even a hero. It was Hannibal Burgess playing as the Coach Wilson, and he was the one talking shit to Peter. Hey man, you killed Mysterio, man. I know what you did.
Fucking Hannibal Burgess.
Those three, JB Smoove, Hannibal, and I forgot the other guy.
The dude from Silicon Valley, yeah.
That trio, those guys.
They're funny as shit. Everything they're in, that trio's funny as shit. It's like, we think you're a hero. Not all of us. I think you killed that dude. I know what you did, Spider-Man. I'm gonna be looking at you. You fucking killed that dude. That was funny.
Yeah.
That was actually very funny. So he says, "Hey, I'm gonna help these people. I'm gonna hold off from pushing the button to send them back. I'm gonna go to Happy's apartment where we're all staying, and we're gonna use the fabrication machine to make whatever I need to make the things to heal these people."
Yeah.
And this also makes sense because in those other Spider-Man universes, I don't think Stark Industries existed.
No, nothing existed.
In the other Spider-Man universes, there was no Stark Industries.
No, there was no Avengers.
Because if there were a Stark Industry and you had these sort of uber problems, because remember, this Spider-Man, almost all of his problems happened outside of New York.
Yes.
So there was no need for Stark to get involved. And I'm like, you got the other Spider-Man with fucking Doc Ock and Lizard and Electro and all this and that shit. It's like, Stark Tower's right there. Iron Man will pop out. Like, what the fuck is this? Take care of that. So it's like, there is no Stark shit. So he was able to easily solve all of their problems using Stark tech.
And this is the great way to tie in all the multiverse movies together and bring them up under one umbrella. So like if one day Sony says, we'll make a TV series about the Tobey Maguire or the Andrew Garfield.
They better not do that. That'd be a horrible failure. Just to
push it off. Just to have something on their content platform.
What content platform? Sony doesn't have a streaming service.
It'll be coming soon.
It will be coming soon. Jesus. Imagine all the Ghostbuster TV series shows you can watch, and all the freaking Spider-Man series you could watch, and it'll be licensed by Marvel.
Oh lordy! So he starts being on the path to fixing everyone, and of course, it all gets ruined because because Green Goblin, and by the way, I don't know who the fuck did the writing. This was the most Norman Osborn shit I'd ever seen. I'm talking comics. The shit the Green Goblin did in this, that was my Norman Osborn. That's the Norman Osborn I know.
Did this motherfucker age?
Who, Defoe?
I mean,
we all age. What are you talking about?
I mean, he looked fucking better than he did in the original one. I don't know if they caked his face in makeup.
Oh no, they did some CG shit to make him
No,
look younger.
he looked fantastic.
No, it's because when he first showed up, and think back, see if you remember this. When he first showed up, when he was by the dumpster, they first showed his face. It looked kind of young. Then he was talking to the mask like he was crazy. Then he turned again. He looked like shit. He looked like, hold on. His face looked like a fucking scarecrow. His skin looked like it was fucking melting off. And I was like, oh yeah, it's William Dafoe. And then after talking to the mask again, he breaks it. And then when they show his face again, it looked much younger and nicer. They did some CG to his face.
Deep faking?
For the entire movie. Not too much deep faking. Just enough for the entire movie. Because remember, when that other Spider-Man came out, he was relatively young looking.
Yeah.
The dude looks like the fucking Crypt Keeper now. Like, it's not going to look like the Green Goblin. It's going to look like an elderly man.
Yeah,
they had to kind of do his face a bit.
All I know, man, he must have sharpened and perfected that, because that shit was intense.
No, what he was doing was... Here's the thing about... You have to understand about Norman Osborn, Ray. The Green Goblin doesn't so much want to kill Spider-Man as he wants to break Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He wants to break Peter. Anything that will give anything that will give him happiness or make him be a good guy at the end of the day, he wants to break him so that he becomes an internal monster, just like he is. Dre, am I getting this right?
Yep, you're correct.
Yeah, that's what Norman Osborn was doing in this. I mean, he wanted to make him broken like the other two Peters were.
Yeah.
And fuck, he succeeded. I was like, yes, fucked up. He went out of his way to be a dick. And like, that wasn't even, that wasn't even fucking necessary.
Yeah, I know.
He could have gotten on that fucking glider and he could have been in Mexico. He never would have fucking seen him like, no, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna stay here and fuck with you until I break you.
Yeah.
You're so happy. I'm gonna move on because I don't want to bring up anything else with him because we got to get into it. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about that. The only thing I'll say before I go was I wanted the other Green Goblin.
Oh, you wanted a James Franco.
I wanted James Franco, but we all know
the Me Too accusations prevented him from doing that.
He is persona non grata, but I wanted James Franco.
Oh man,
because I wanted Norman Osborn's son.
That shit would have lit that fucking stage on fire, but that's okay. That's okay. I'll take William Dafoe.
Yeah, I'll take a William Dafoe. If I can't have a James Franco, I'll take a William Dafoe.
Oh,
so, because the Green Goblin's an unrepentant asshole, they're only able to really properly save Doc Ock. And he's like, oh, I can control the hands again, so I'm not crazy and this and that. And Peter, I'm going to help you, Peter. I'm a good guy now, blah, blah, blah. But the Green Goblin fucks it all up. He makes a very good point, we are gods. We don't ask for the world. We take it. Or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And in between him and Electro, they fucking blew the place up and took off.
My whole thing is, I'm not trying to go off topic, but when they showed Tom Holland without his shirt on, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? This guy look like a man now and shit. He ain't no kid.
Tom Holland looked like a man since the last movie.
I'm saying that the fucking guy was jacked. What steroids they giving this kid, man?
No, man, just vitamin.
You know what I'm talking about, no. Dre, who's invading our space? What's that? Is that your Lords and Masters?
Hello?
Yes. Who was that?
Okay, I lost audio for a second.
Yo, yeah, they fucking Xi Jinping is trying to get
invaded.
They're trying to take you out, man.
They were trying to. I think they were trying to activate me. You got to make this quick.
All right. No, Ray was saying
how Tom Holland, when he took off his shirt, was all jacked. I'm like,
I was telling Ray thinks Tom Holland was on some sort of anabolic steroids, and I told him that just like Hulk Hogan, it was nothing but prayers and vitamins.
No, man,
that's why he was.
That so shit good. Was jacked. You telling like me there's a day he didn't want to jump on his dick right then and there?
Who?
The mystery meat MJ.
Oh yeah.
Are they dating in real life?
Oh, I don't know. Not. She doesn't have a last name.
Yeah, they were.
Her name is Zendaya.
They are dating in real life.
As of right now, or
As of filming of this movie and post release, pre-release, they were.
Is she like the female prince? What is this?
If she was my girlfriend, I'd be Jack too.
Yeah, she's kind of flat, but other than that, no, she's got her. She's cute. I'll give her that. Look, what am I going to tell you? She's flat, but she's cute, and apparently she's in Dune with the second one, I guess.
She's in the first one.
No, she's in the first one as well. She was Chinese. All right. Anyway, he suffers loss because of Green Goblin, and then when all is at its lowest, where does he get help from? Spoiler alert: he gets help because, unbeknownst to them, they actually got the Spider-Man from the other two universes.
Dun dun dun.
Which I didn't know. That's what fucking blew me. I lost my shit.
Look, when they did that and he jumped in, I was like, I wasn't expecting him. Mm-hmm. I was expecting maybe, Tobey Maguire, walking by and say what's up and then going off camera. I was not expecting the essential animated version of this movie that was released 2 years ago. So essentially,
I expected Tobey Maguire to be in an after credit scene. That's what I expected.
Yeah.
That is what I expected. It was Tobey Maguire and what was the other guy's name?
Andrew Garfield.
Excuse me. Andrew Garfield, who constantly came off as a whiny emo bitch.
Look, man,
throughout this whole movie,
people didn't give him love. See, even Dre doesn't want to give that series any love. That's why he was kind of depressed.
Here's the deal. Was I a huge fan of the Tobey movies? No. Was I a huge fan of the Garfield movies? No. What I respect about this movie, they kept them exactly the way they were in their movies.
Yes.
Made it.
Yes, they did.
Which I love.
Yeah.
I love.
I do appreciate the fact that they did that. Yes, that was nice.
Toby looking a little old, man.
Toby's looking very old, man, because he's old. What you fucking talking about?
There's some theories to that,
Okay.
There's some theories to that, because when Garfield pulled his mask off, and I was like, holy crap, this dude looks old and dusty. Mm-hmm. He needs a haircut.
He does need a haircut.
Someone made a point. I was having a discussion with. Most likely, the villains got pulled from the time right before they perished.
But these guys got
the Spider-Man
pulled from the last episode.
2023 or whatever year Spider-Man's currently.
Mm-hmm.
So they are the older, wiser versions that we saw.
That's right. They would have had to be, because each of those villains were pulled before they died, because after they died, they couldn't be known as the person who knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, because that person's dead. Whereas these two guys could have been pulled like their last movie,
Yeah.
Or who knows, years after. Okay, that makes sense. That's a good theory.
Yeah, that's a good theory.
So these two guys come in. I lose my shit, squealing like a fucking 13-year-old Japanese schoolgirl, just really weebing it up. Very embarrassing. And they team up with Tom Holland to make the cures that are needed for all the bad guys.
And did you notice the one detail that was in this movie that was so apparent to me? They kept their signature somersaulting and web slinging moves. Did you not notice that?
I was not paying attention to the way they
Andrew Garfield would still attack the same exact way he did in those movies.
I never paid attention.
And Tobey Maguire would pull back. You didn't see him pull back on his web strings, and then he would shoot himself forward.
And he would rubber band himself up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
didn't see Tom Holland do those moves. Those are moves he regularly doesn't even do.
Well, that's because that's what they learned to do when they were Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. So they kept their moves exactly the same throughout their movies.
I can't wait until they turn this movie into a video game. This is going to be just like Batman fucking Arkham Knights.
Look, man.
Where they have team-ups with the other people from the Bat family.
Batman can't even do this because can you imagine?
I'm talking about the video game,
I'm talking about, imagine if Batman did this shattered glass fucking universe. You would have freaking the George Clooney, the fucking, all these other Batmans. You have the Christian Bale that won't take shit from nobody. And,
well, they were going to do something like that. They were going to do one where Batman from the future meets Michael Keaton or some shit like that.
That's the only one that matters.
They're doing that in Flashpoint. They're gonna have Batfleck, and they're gonna have.
It's gonna be live action.
Yeah.
So they are still doing that. I thought that was canceled.
Oh, they're still doing it.
Okay,
last I checked.
Because Michael Keaton, he needs the money. He's gonna do it.
Michael Keaton's in fucking everything now, man.
I'm fine with that. Give me some more Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is like a warm blanket. It's like it's been around for a while, but it makes me feel secure.
If you want to see him as a OxyContin addict, you can just watch Dope.
Okay, I just might.
He plays an addict fantastically well.
Oh Jesus!
And he's a doctor too.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, anyway, so all the Spider-Men get together and they fight all the different villains and fight scenes that were glorious.
Yes,
and when I say glorious. There's a bunch of kids running around this theater. Because it's Spider-Man. People are going to come, they're going to bring their kids. I ain't going to complain about that. And they'd be hopping around and doing shit. And whenever the action scene started...
Kids stopped moving.
All those little motherfuckers were sitting in their seats, quiet, staring at that screen.
One question is, why did the Statue of Liberty have a fucking shield?
Weren't you listening to what the guy said on the radio?
No.
Ever since Captain America died, they decided they're going to replace the torch with the shield.
You know,
to commemorate Captain America.
That shit ain't fucking built to hold that kind of weight, man.
Which is why it fucking fell when they were fighting. But you heard it. The news guy was talking in the background. Not the J. Jonah Jameson. So it was some guy on the radio who was talking about, look, I'm not saying that they shouldn't put Captain America's shield on the Statue of Liberty. I'm just saying, I thought the guy was just like talking shit. And then when I saw the Statue of Liberty, and I'm like, why are all these ramparts set up and everything? And then I saw the shield, and I was like, oh shit, they're actually doing that. They're putting Captain America's shield in the Statue of Liberty.
One Category 1 hurricane will knock that shit right over alongst the arm and the rest of it.
It's not going to be held up with fucking rope and masking tape.
No.
I'm assuming they're going to... They were probably going to remove the whole front of that part that had the shield. I mean, that had the torch. And they were probably going to weld all that shit directly to it. And the shield wasn't made out of necessarily heavy shit. It looked like copper or something.
Yeah, they had... supervillains knocking it around.
That fucking statue's been standing there for more than 120 years.
What about in the Marvel Universe? You know how long it's been there in the Marvel Universe?
No, but structurally, it wouldn't make any sense to add that shit on there.
Yeah, structurally, this thing wouldn't make sense in the Marvel Universe. Get rid of it.
Okay, good.
Instead, we're gonna have guys with nano suits and flying robots and shit. That makes a lot more sense.
Well, I thought,
Dude, I don't know if you guys seen the Hawkeye show yet.
No,
I'm not.
But there seems to be a running theme with paying homage to Steve Rogers because there's a Captain America musical as well.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
But I know this character doesn't get much love, and he's like really not consequential. But he's probably really important to move the storyline forward. And I'm talking about Peter Parker's friend,
Fat Kid.
Ned.
Yeah, Ned. And I was thinking maybe Mr. Wong is Ned in the future.
You know what? That sounds fucking stupid.
He looks like him. He looks like him as a kid. Just look at him. Look at him. And I'm not saying all Asian people look the same, but I'm just saying.
That's exactly what you're saying.
I'm just saying.
One guy's clearly Filipino and the other guy's Chinese. I mean, I don't know.
Really? I thought he was some kind of Spanish. Wasn't his mom speaking Spanish?
That's Filipino.
Oh, all these motherfuckers look alike to me.
They're like a Spanish colony.
But I'm just saying, I
don't know everything.
His IMDb photo does look, he's got a shaved head. He's probably playing a cholo or something. I'm not sure.
Oh,
but still,
boy. Oh, boy. Is Ned leads. So anyway, they all get together. Spectacular fight scene. They're beating up all the guys. They're one by one. They're curing them. And at the end, Spider-Man has a showdown with Green Goblin, and he has to face his demons. And again, I don't know why people like this shit. Him having to face his demons and push past the one thing that was possibly going to derail him from going to good to bad, and he had to battle that. And with the help of the
other Spider-Man,
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, he realized this isn't the person I want to be. I have to face these demons and confront them instead of letting these demons rule me. I would have just had him punch Green Goblin once, and Green Goblin says, "Oh, I submit, Spider-Man. You're just way much better than me. I can't fight you," and then roll credits. But they want to bore the audience with this whole pushing your way through evil and fighting against evil and all this bullshit that some people call, I'm using air quotes, character development. Fuck character development. Fuck character. Just make him perfect. Just make him perfect. What's my name? Ray Skywalker.
That's right.
That's my name.
It's just sarcasm.
I gotta say, Marissa Tomei, my goodness, she's 57 years old and she's still rocking it, man.
When's the last time you got laid?
Look, that's not the point here. I'm just saying, I've always loved Marissa Tomei and she looks great.
I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if I paid, let's just use this as an analogy.
Okay.
If I paid for a whore.
Okay.
And let's say I got a bait and switch. I didn't get quite the young whore I wanted. Okay. And Marissa Tomei came up. I would be a bit disappointed that I got the bait and switch, but I'd be willing to consider it a sunk cost and fuck her anyway. Does that make sense? I just want you to understand where I'm coming from. I'm not saying she's too old to be hot, but what you're saying is like, oh, she's so old and she still looks like a tight young 20-year-old thought. I'm like, no, man. I can look at that and see she's getting up there in age, man. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I mean, my cousin Vinny, she's hot,
I ain't
man.
kicking through the fucking door to get to her. Like, yeah, you know, she's fuckable. I mean,
I'm not kicking her out of the bed either.
I'd be like, yeah, she's fuckable, but honestly, what's her daughter look like? Like, well, how you know she has a daughter? No, come on, seriously, let me see her daughter. You fucking know she's got a kid. That's what I'm talking about. You can look at her and know she's got a kid. Be like, yo, what's her kid look like?
I mean, she's only what 20-something years older than you, so it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. She's 20-something years older than me, which means your kid's probably 20-something years old. Yeah, let me see what your daughter looks like. You know, see what's going on. Check the engine under the hood. So, when all is said and done, all the other Spider-Men, they get sent back, but there's a problem. When he's trying to send them back, Green Goblin fucks everything up, and it creates a tear in the multiverse, and they use some sort of magic techno-babble to say, hey, we can fix the tear by making everyone in existence forget, you know, who Peter Parker is. They know Spider-Man, but no one will have ever heard of Peter Parker. Meaning you can't go back to school, your girlfriend, your friends, all of that. And clearly this was done strategically so that Disney will have an excuse for why Spider-Man's not showing up in any shit anymore. It's gonna be because none of them have ever heard of Peter Parker. They would have to find Spider-Man. And who found Spider-Man before? Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Where's Tony Stark now?
He's dead.
He's dead. So you will not be seeing Spider-Man in any more Disney pics. That's okay, because he's a man. Fuck him. It's all about female empowerment now. So Disney doesn't need Spider-Man. But you see where that sort of thing is going. And then most important, go on. What are you saying?
I was going to say that how they handle what you're talking about is either the safest way to end this movie or the most genius thing that's going to pay off in spades for Marvel and Spider-Man.
I would say it's both. I would say it's both. Because at the end, you see with him having no one who knows of him and him having nothing, his Aunt May is gone, he doesn't have Happy, he doesn't have any resources, and he just got like a shitty apartment in Brooklyn or something like that.
Yeah.
With nothing in the apartment.
He's going to be banging hood rats.
You see him with a book so he can take his GED. Because remember, no one knows who Peter Parker is, so he doesn't have his... He
has no records.
Diploma. He has no records. He has nothing. So he's just going to have to, get a GED and work from there. But there's something important about that. There is a constant trope, which it's a trope that I don't like, but most of the people who love Spider-Man love it because that's how they know Spider-Man. Peter Parker always has to be the struggling underdog. As long as Peter Parker's been around, there hasn't been a point where it's like, hey, guess what? I'm older, I have a good paying job, I know all the wealthy people in the fucking Marvel Universe.
Yep.
MJ knows who I am. She knows the risks involved. She's accepted it. She's fine with it. We're happily married. We're working on having a kid. But either way, I'm going to come home at the end of the day. I may be there, at 7 o'clock. I may be there at 2 a.m. I may not be back home for a week. MJ's not going to freak because she knows I'm Spider-Man. My life is actually good. I can actually be happy with the spot that I'm in. And the trope is that Spider-Man can never have that. Spider-Man will forever be broke, living paycheck to paycheck, with a fucked up love life, with some sort of tragedy weighing him down, and just unable to be happy. Because that's what makes Peter Parker relatable. And even Stan Lee said that. It was like, I made Peter Parker to represent the guy who's an outsider, he's an underdog, and he feels like the whole world is crashing down on him, and he has to push through that and just keep going.
Yo, this fucking
But they never in the books, they've never evolved Peter Parker past that. Anytime he gets past that to some level that he can be comfortable in, they do something to take it away. A la, what the hell was it? Was it One New Day?
Yep.
Where they made everyone forget him, so now Mary Jane doesn't love him anymore, doesn't know him, or something like that. I'm like Peter, you're a fucking certified genius, man. You can get a job somewhere. You can build your own shit and live off the patents. This don't make no fucking
Or even
sense.
Superior Spider-Man.
How so? What was happening in Superior?
Did you ever read Superior Spider-Man where Doc Ock takes over Spider?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that shit. Yeah.
Turns him into like a super genius. He finally gets his PhDs. He opens Parker Industries. He works for Alchemax at first and opens his own company, Parker Industries. He's like a Tony Stark's light, and all of a sudden Peter gets it all back and he fucks it all away.
Exactly.
Like this is the trope that you're saying. I mean, I won't call it a trope because it's the essence of who Spider-Man is.
Right.
And this is what made me like this movie just felt Spider-Man to me. As a comic book fan, as a reader of the books, I was like, whoa, this is the most Spider-Man movie
Is it because of what happened at the end? Remember, he was happy. He was with his Aunt May. He had his girlfriend. You know, it was mostly a kid having unexpected shit happen to him. But other than that, he was happy. But now look at the end. Penniless, loveless, friendless.
I mean,
now
I guess
we've got him to where all the Spider-Mans always are.
Well,
we progressed through what the movie is basically about.
Right,
Like, the reason
right.
I thought this movie was like hit me hard, really had me feeling it. Spider-Man's all about responsibility and loss.
and jumping off on that point, responsibility. I mean, this movie made $253 million last night.
Just one day.
No, last night in the beginning of the weekend from Friday. 250. That's domestic.
Oh, that's not even international.
That's not even international.
All right.
The responsibility for them to make another movie to keep this shit going is going to be infinite.
I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I love everything they did with him in the MCU. It just didn't feel classic Spider-Man.
Yeah, it didn't feel like the
Because
classic. Yeah.
There's always three things. One, he never wears the classic outfit.
He did it at the end.
I will get into that.
Oh, okay,
That's why
okay,
this movie
okay.
redeems itself.
It's very
We never
end.
got our Uncle Ben moment.
All right.
And we got the most what the fuck Uncle Ben moment ever.
I didn't
Because
see
it
that
happened
coming.
to me, and I
Right.
was like, no. I was like, he finally gets his Uncle Ben moment.
Exactly.
And I guess
I even bring it up
the
to you.
diehards like
Remember,
us,
that's the tragedy. That's the
the diehard
tragedy. They always have to have tragedy. Yeah.
And Toby pointed out his Uncle Ben moment was actually the Uncle Ben moment. For Garfield, it was the Gwen Stacy moment.
That was his Uncle Ben
finally,
moment, yeah.
Tom Holland finally gets his Uncle Ben moment.
And-
And boy, that shit pissed me off. And this is where responsibility comes in as well. As far
That's
as
when she
loss.
gave him the quote. Yeah.
And you know what
She
the
gave him the quote, and it's the first time they've ever used the quotes in these movies.
Yeah,
And
that's the
I
first
hadn't
one.
realized too.
And I brought it up to you.
That's only that it was only then that it occurred to me. Yo, that's the first time he used the
And
quote.
you know it's funny that the Sam Raimi quote came right before that quote. And you guys didn't spot it. Tom Holland said it like 3 or 4 times. It's not my problem. Remember what the guy said?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
but
I'm
that's
just gonna send it
Toby
back.
said
It's
in
not
his
my
movie.
problem. Yeah, you're right.
It's not
you're
my
right.
problem. It's not my problem. He kept saying it, and Toby could have said, you know, those are the same words that he said to the guy when the guy robbed him and then
and
shot
killed his uncle.
and killed his uncle.
Yeah.
It's not my problem. And it was like shit. Like Toby was like, you know, probably holding his teeth. Like, don't say shit.
Yeah, and these are the little things that kind of like worked me up. They got the comic book fanboy in me going, yeah, this is it. Because that's what Spider-Man is.
Did anybody jump up in their seats when they saw the DD in there?
The what?
The DD.
Oh, yep, Matt Murdock.
Oh, yeah. Tell me, was that the same guy from the Netflix?
Yeah,
one?
it is. It is.
That same
Yeah.
actor. I thought it was. I
Yep,
wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm glad they made that canon now. Now that's canon. Everything that happens.
Well, that's what always pissed me off with the DC shit. When DC was making their movies, I'm like, yo, why don't you get the actor who does the Flash on the series, which was popular?
Yeah, I like
Why
that
don't
Flash.
you get the actor who plays the Green Lantern from the series?
I mean, you mean the
Which
Green
was-
Arrow. Yeah.
Sorry, thank you. Green Arrow, which was popular. Like, why don't you get these established, popular, professional actors instead of putting these random people in?
I don't know.
You know, it was nice seeing Matt Murdock there. Let's go over the actors. You know, who do you think was the MVP? We don't have to go into too much. Who do you think was the MVP of acting?
I think Cumberbatch.
You know what? That makes sense.
Every time he was on scene, like you knew his presence was there, and he just made the movie better. Like
He felt like the only adult in the room. Every scene he was in, he felt like the only adult in the room.
yeah, he made this movie. Like,
I think,
For sure.
I think I have to give it to Willem Dafoe again.
oh, that's a fucking
Again, I wanted it to be my boy. You know, instead of instead of Norman.
He was captivating as fuck.
Oh yeah, he was.
Dude, Willem Dafoe just proved like he has chops.
Oh, of course.
This dude's
It's
been
Willem
acting
fucking
longer
Dafoe.
than any of
Come
us have been
on.
alive. And,
Yeah.
And what he did, like my mom's like 70 years old, and she hated the fact that I read comic books like a little crackhead when I was a kid. But she simply adores Tom Holland. She adores this movie and all of his films.
Mm-hmm.
And for someone like her to watch this movie, like she'll get caught. Like us, we're used to it. We knew what Norman was up to the whole time.
Oh, absolutely.
But for the average
absolutely.
moviegoer, they're gonna love what he does with this role. Like he comes in demented, blows up the bridge, then he like has this little break. Seems like, oh, Norman's good. Norman beat up the Goblin. He's gonna go seek help.
Yeah,
no,
and then when
all over their eyes the entire time.
And then when he fucking kills Aunt May, Aunt May's not even hurt. He purposely goes out of his way to hurt her, and then to kill her basically, and then look at Peter and say, "Remember,
not
Peter."
Not only did he stab you, he twisted the fucking
Yeah,
blade.
remember, Peter. No good deed goes unpunished. Why did you go out of your way to do that? Because I want to break him. That's not what he said.
To break him.
That's not what he said. But that was the point. He wanted to break him.
Dude, he goes and puts shit on the knife, stabs it in you, and twists it. So you're gonna die.
Yeah, no matter
if
what
you
do,
you're gonna die from the wound, from the infection. He doesn't care. He's gonna make it as terrible as possible,
and he's gonna make you watch.
And the Sandman and Electro. I mean, as much as camera time they gave Jamie Foxx, they gave him actually quite a bit of camera time.
That's because Jamie Foxx costs a lot of fucking money. I guarantee you, Jamie Foxx was like, "Okay, you want me to be on there for 10 minutes? You're going to be paying me $15 million."
If I'm not mistaken, he pulled the Terrence Howard. He was the first one to sign on, so I'm sure he got top bill. He got top bank.
It's not so much about top bank. I think it's mostly more about whether you're really needed or not. Remember, worst case scenario,
they could replace them with anybody else.
They could use fucking CGI or some shit. Worst case scenario.
Yeah, that is true. But come on, you want to get actors to bring.
Oh, of course.
And I don't think they kept Willem Dafoe a secret for a long time.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean,
and boy, that paid off in spades.
They could have had the Rhino in there.
Oh no!
Damn, I didn't even think about that. They could have had the Rhino in there.
And they did bring that up. He's like, "Who's the most coolest person you fought?" He's like, "Oh, I fought an alien from space." He's like, "I fought a mobster and a rhino."
Yeah, a Russian guy in a rhino costume.
It wasn't this guy. It was what the fuck is this actor that played John Adams? What's his name? Fucking
Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti. There it is.
It was so bad. It was so bad.
His accent was off.
He picked the kid up. Oh my god, she was so stupid.
And he was in the movie for about less than 45 seconds.
I didn't see him in the movie at all.
He was at the end.
You mean the original movie?
Yeah, the original. Original Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was fucking terrible.
The lizard was terrible.
Where was he from? They just brought him in from the Thin Sky, right?
He was from the Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Yeah, he was in the same movie with
Andrew Garfield. That's right.
No, wasn't he? Was,
one.
Yeah, but I'm saying Garfield. he was in the same one as this dude, Electro.
No, that was the second one.
No.
Oh, so he was in. Oh, that's strange. I was sure he. I thought the one with Electro had two villains.
Had Goblin. Had Harry Emo Goblin.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So Green Goblin was in the one with Electro.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so cringy.
Shit.
Yeah, it was the Harry Goblin.
I didn't watch it. So.
That was so bad. But again, speaking of redemption, Garfield got his redemption because he saved MJ.
Yeah, that's because I thought MJ was going to die.
He looked like he cried inside.
She was going to die.
And he did cry. He probably was crying in real life. He's like, finally a paycheck.
No, man. Well, his character came off as a whiny bitch. His character, at first I felt bad. Then after a while, it was like, you sound a little bit like a bitch.
But that was his character in his movies. Like,
yeah, he was like that.
And that's what I liked about it. They kept the same character traits from the personal movies.
I didn't remember
Andrew
him
Garfield
being
came off as a whiny kind of.
Yeah.
His zingers don't really stick. Like,
Tobey Maguire
a lovable Spider-Man.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire came off as like a hip youth pastor. The guy says it's true.
They nailed it on the head. Like,
yeah, it's like a youth pastor.
Always a little too nice guy, sweet. Wasn't really funny. Neither of those Spider-Men embodied Peter Parker the way Tom does.
That is correct. Yes, you're absolutely right. Tom,
but again, let me finish my train on the redemption arc because we saw Garfield get to redeem himself by saving our Peter's girl.
Yeah,
Toby got to redeem Tom by saving him from killing Norman.
Yeah, by keeping him from going down the path that he went down.
And then
I loved it.
And then you guys,
because he he allowed the person who killed Uncle Ben, he killed him. And he was like, yeah, this is the person who killed your Aunt May, and I'm going to stop you from doing it.
And then you got Tom Holland, who redeems himself from bringing this movie back to the forefront. Spider-Man.
I understand you felt alone, and you just wanted to throw in your 2 cents, but don't be doing that, man. That just, you just look bad. Don't be fucking doing that.
Okay, so what really sold it for me at the end, what really made me feel like, damn, this is Peter Parker. When he gave up everything. He gave up everything.
Oh, that's right.
Forget about him.
Because when he
he
went
had
back,
the opportunity. Like, he could have just walked into that cafe and just jumped on the roof and be like, hey, guys, I'm Spider-Man. You guys really know me, and here's what happened. Remember the blip?
And
blah,
you know
blah, blah.
what
Like, he could have broken it down, and he could have got his friends back. But the fact is, they're a lot happier and safer without them knowing who he is.
And that's why he decided not to do it. And the most fucked up thing was, and I like the fact they did it this way, mind you, I thought what they were going to show was that MJ and Sam were in a relationship.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Without him being there.
If they would have kissed, I would have just walked out of the fucking movie theater.
But they didn't. It's like, no, she ain't into this fucking guy. They're just friends. But even with them not being in a relationship, it's like, you know what? They're happy and they're safe. And even though I want them back so much, with great power comes great responsibility. I'm not going to pull them into this. I'm going to walk away.
Yeah.
And that struck home on such a deep level. You know, now if this were a fucking Disney movie, he probably would have turned to the fucking screen and said, no, I'm not going to do it. They have to live without me. I can't have them suffering this way. No, it's like, I'm just going to look at...
we don't need all that brooding, introspective,
I'm going to look at this and I'm going to leave.
We don't need him to always get the girl. We just need him to do the right thing and tell us.
I'm going to look at this and I'm going to leave. And you, as an audience member, you're going to put the pieces together. You're going to realize why I did this.
He's going to get that redheaded ginger. That's what he's going to get.
Yeah, baby.
You get the real MJ.
But her name's going to be like something else or some shit.
It's going to be Mary Jane?
No, it ain't going to be MJ, because MJ is still around. I bet you he hooks up with a black chick named LaQuisha.
Oh, man. Some of the hood rats he's going to go through the
with
hood
red
rats?
extensions.
Oh, God.
People call me, People call me Red Sonja because I'm red bone.
No writers, you better hope no Hollywood writers listen to this podcast. And sure give Miles Morales a sassy black girlfriend named
Red Sonja. No, her code name's gonna be Red Sonja because she's a red bone because she's like a little mix.
The live action Miles Morales is gonna have a black sassy girlfriend named LaQuisha.
Well, first off, it's a miracle that they got me to watch that animated Miles Morales, but they pulled it off. That was good, so I gave them that. But a live action, no. But I'm pretty sure they would fuck that up, and I wouldn't go watch it. So there's that.
And I'm kind of like embarrassed how they use Flash Thompson. Honestly, he shouldn't even be in this movie as much as
I'm done beating up on Flash Thompson because at this point, I beat up on him for 2 movies straight, and you know what? If that actor was standing in front of me right now, I would apologize because really, I was being a bully. I have matured. Okay, I should have acknowledged. Yes, mistakes were made. They shouldn't have made him Flash Thompson, but really, I should feel sorry for him. I should have been bullying him.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm not even. The damage has already been done. They established what sort of character he is. I'm not even gonna fuck with that Flash Thompson.
Oh man,
I can't.
The only reason I would feel funny about, I don't even care about Flash Thompson except for the fact there's such a thing as Agent Venom,
and that was one of the bonus credits at the very end.
Truly make a great Agent Venom.
Tell me something, because I have heard of Agent Venom. I never read any of the books. Now, typically, Eddie Brock is Venom. This is a side tangent. Please explain to me Agent Venom.
Okay, long story short, after Dark Avengers and all that nonsense,
you didn't
Eddie
like Dark Avengers?
Symbiote. They give it to the Scorpion. They give it to Matt Gorgon. He becomes like the Dark Avengers Scorpion. But after the Dark Avengers fall apart, the U.S. government takes control of the Venom symbiote. At the time, Eddie Brock was the anti-Venom, where he had the inverse outfit where it's like white with the black spider. So Eddie Brock was off doing his own thing. Flash Thompson, after growing up and realizing he's a loser, he enlists in the army. He goes to Afghanistan and gets his legs blown off.
Jesus Christ.
He signs up for an experiment where he gets bonded with the Venom symbiote. And he's pretty much a special ops working for the military using the Venom symbiote.
Oddly enough, that
it starts
sounds
off
interesting.
really grounded, but then it goes, goes all like any Marvel
the rails?
comic book goes all over the place. At one point, he's in space with the Venom symbiote with the Guardians of the Galaxy. It gets nutty.
Oh wait, he was with the Guardians.
Which one? That shitty looking Guardians or the? Well, yeah, it's got to be the shitty looking.
Yeah,
Guardians.
they're all except for the original Guardians run. They're all shitty.
Yeah.
Anyone that came after the movie was a shitty Guardians of the Galaxy run.
It was post Abnett and Lanning.
Yeah.
A&L Guardians, so it was kind of like movie fodder. But again, he had an interesting story. The whole Agent Venom thing was pretty interesting. If you got nothing better to do.
All right, let's review this bad boy. You want to go first, Dre?
Was there anything else you wanted to go over, Dre? Before, cause I'm sure.
Oh man,
I know there was something I wanted. Oh, let's bring this up real quick.
Okay.
So you saw that Multiverse of Madness trailer, right? I have always said they were looking ever since the Avengers Endgame, second one. I said they're going to reboot the entire universe.
Yep.
Because they can't use these same actors. They all went out. They're going to reboot the entire universe, and they're going to reboot it into a fucking woke mess. Now, how can they best do this? Because if they keep it in this universe, people will still want to see the faces of these original actors. They have to do it in a way that they can tell people those actors are gone. They're never coming back. Don't fucking ask me for them again.
Yep.
So when I saw Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, I said, that's it. That's how you're going to do it, Ray.
Yep.
He's going to bring alternate versions of these heroes in.
Yep.
You're going to introduce all of them in Doctor Strange. They're probably all going to work together to defeat some villain or some shit. That's going to boost your desire to see more of these people. Like, what's up with this guy? What's this person about? Whatever. And then from there, now you can make a movie starring those. Oh, this is the new Captain America. This is the new Iron Man. It's the new whatever. The first movie can be an origin set in their specific universe. And then the next movie that they have, it's them in our universe, and it's us. Okay, I've already done that first movie with their origin. I've piqued your interest. Now you're attached to it. Now I can have this person replace Captain America. Now I can have this person replace Iron Man. Now I can have this person replace Thor. All that shit.
What about Riri Williams?
They already introduced Hope. It's probably going to be... Or maybe they'll take his daughter and say she's an adult now. Also, she's black.
I know that.
Her name's Riri.
Yeah, well...
But here's my thing. In that Multiverse of Madness, it was just for a second, but I saw it. Did you see a female... Her back was to the camera.
Chavez.
Wearing shorts and a jacket with a star on the back.
That was definitely America Chavez.
That was America Chavez. I saw that, and I wanted to say something, but I stayed quiet because I wanted to watch the rest of the trailer. That was America Chavez.
Was it supposed to be the American Captain America female version?
They didn't know what the fuck they wanted her to be.
She's from an alternate reality.
She's not even human.
Yeah, she's from like Counter Earth, which is another Earth that's on the other side of the sun that kind of mirrors our rotation around the sun.
It's kind of like Bizarre
Revolution
Planet.
around the sun. Long story short, you can read more about it if you want to.
Her character's bad, but
she's a badass, and she's a LGBT. Before that was a cool thing.
And she's a Latina. I'm sorry, Latinx.
So she's
Latinx.
ticking off all the boxes.
You mean a Latinx?
Yeah, she's Latinx.
Latinx. Sorry.
A lesbian.
We do not mean to offend.
She is a lesbian Latinx who, in fact, is not human, and she's just awesome in so many ways.
How is she Latin but not human?
Because that's how it works. It's called identity politics, Ray. Keep up. If you're an alien but you have brown skin, guess what? You're black. And you don't vote Republican.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There's no country called Latino.
Because that's just the way it works.
If you brown and speak Spanish, baby, guess what? It's what it is.
Yeah, and she just showed up on Earth, and she was just awesome in every fucking way. Now, yes, the creator and writer of America Chavez is a Hispanic lesbian, but that has no bearing on the character that she made, who's perfect in every way.
Oh.
And also, yes, to be fair, America Chavez was canceled after, what was it, issue 3?
Most new characters get canceled.
I know it was canceled real fucking fast. She still made guest appearances in other books.
Damage is done.
Sales were so bad, they're like, this shit is not gonna happen.
Oh wow.
And the worst part,
just in all fairness and honesty, most new characters don't last very long, with the exception being Miles Morales. He carried that Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, by himself for like 100 issues after the death of Peter Parker.
And I think that was only because that was Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think that's why. And anything that happens in a separate book that's separate from the rest of the Marvel Universe, like, you do whatever the fuck you want. I'm fine. Yeah. I'm completely fine with it.
All right. But that book, like, pretty much kept the Marvel, the Ultimate line afloat, where like Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Fantastic Four, Ultimate everything.
Trash.
Yeah, because they took all those other books off the fucking rails. That's why. All those books, but oddly enough,
people just gravitated to the character, you know?
Believe it or not, Ray, the Ultimate books were the hottest shit out there. Ultimate Avengers, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate Spider-Man, they were all fucking good. And then eventually they all went off the rails and it just became fucking horrible. It was a mess. Was there anything else you wanted to point out before we review this?
Dude, just that Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, just review it and then we can nerd out about Multiverse.
All right, let's do that. Let me give my review first. You probably saw this coming, but because of my relationship with Marvel, this is like a remembrance of all the good times without the bad shit that I'm getting now. For me, this is easily, I want this inside of me. Maybe that's a bit too high, but watching this, I felt the way I used to feel watching these Marvel movies, man.
You mean before COVID?
No, but before Disney Plus.
Yeah, before COVID.
Okay, fine. You want this to get political?
Okay, we can call it BC. Let's call it BC.
Before BC. It felt like how I felt about Marvel BC. But the real reason is, it's before I felt about Marvel, before Disney started writing their own scripts.
Yeah.
Because remember, a lot of the shit that came out, the scripts and everything were already written.
Yeah.
So Disney was like, okay, fine, just go put that out. But the ones whose scripts weren't already written, such as Captain Marvel, was like, yeah, we're going to make this movie, add her to the Avengers script. And you're like, yeah, but that character's not in there. Add it, because we want Captain Marvel there. Add this scene where all the chicks get together to carry the gauntlet 15 feet and fucking fail. Add this shit in. That's all the Disney shit, and every single Marvel enterprise that came out under Disney after Avengers Endgame was spicy garbage.
Well,
and this felt the way it used to felt. It felt good.
I'm going to give this a full, I want this inside of me, only because I haven't had this much fun at a theater with a movie.
Yeah, it felt like the old days.
It felt like the old days. The movie theater was packed. You had quality what you were watching. I'm telling you, man, Sony raked it up this freaking holiday season with the Ghostbusters and then this.
And I don't even like Sony because of what they did to Ghostbusters and everything
they're
else.
raking in the dough this holiday season.
Yeah, they're straightening out their shit.
I mean, Sony's getting their shit together after the freaking the Sony hack. I mean, it's come a long way.
Yeah, pretty soon we'll have a black president. Oh no, I'm thinking the wrong thing. Okay, never mind.
Oh, you mean
we've come a long way. Someday I'll look up at that hill and I'll watch a Batman movie that won't piss me off. Someday.
All right. Antoine Luther King. All right, I want it in me. Got no more, no less. Want it in me. I want to have as many babies for this bastard as possible.
And I'll still
I'm gonna
love
dress them up in little Spider-Man costumes.
I want this thing inside of me, and this thing would still love me after my 4th or 5th child. It'll just look at my curves, and it'll tell me that's just more for it to love.
I don't need it to love me. I just want it inside of me, and I'll just cherish the memories.
God damn, son, you got Stockholm. All right, that's all good.
The thing was the culmination of like just everything, and like I'm just sick and tired of people saying, "Oh, Tobey's my favorite. He's the only Spider-Man." Okay, you got every Spider-Man in one movie. You know, so it had something for everyone, and it came full circle. It tied it all up in a neat little bow. And you know what? If Marvel didn't extend the contract with Sony, this would have been the perfect send-off, but it's also the perfect springboard.
No, they're going to extend it.
Whatever's to come.
True.
They're going to extend it because I'm sure people want to see some new thrillers with Tobey being Spider-Man. I'm sure that conversation will come across the desk.
Oh yeah, I think personally,
TV series on Disney Plus with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
You just won't let this shit go. I'm telling you, it's not going to fucking happen.
Ray, are you one of those Tobey fans?
Yes,
I'm not a Tobey fan.
I mean, it was good for the time. And maybe in 10 years, I'll say the same thing about Tom Holland. Oh, this new guy's much better. But
look, when I
was never 100% in love with those movies. These Tom Holland movies, I love these things.
I mean,
all three of them.
The previous
all
one by far was my favorite, but this was the most authentic Spider-Man feeling Spider-Man movie I've ever watched.
Because it came in its prime.
Look, you're talking about it coming in its prime. Let me tell you something, Ray. All right, I will always have a place in my heart for Tobey because he was my first.
Yeah.
Okay, not just my first Spider-Man, the first comic book movie that was like, yo, this is big budget and this is fucking good.
Yeah, PG.
Remember, Spider-Man was the first.
It was Blade,
before. No. The first.
I mean, Blade. If you want to say Blade, then say the Crow. I mean, come on,
no. I'm saying the first high budget worldwide blockbuster that was so good it created an entire studio. Marvel Studio. Marvel was giving away all their fucking properties. They weren't going to do shit with them. And after they saw what happened with Spider-Man,
they're trying to get that shit back.
Yo, this is making some... What if we... Look, I know we're almost broke, but what if we put some real fucking money, like multiple millions, behind a movie and put it out? And they did it with Iron Man. And they're like, holy shit! We made a whole fuckload of money.
Well, thanks to Jon Favreau, made that happen.
Because remember, Robert Downey Jr. was blacklisted because he had just gotten out of rehab.
Yeah, he was fucking broke.
And
nobody
wanted to work with him. That's where he's like, look, I'll do this for next to nothing. Because they didn't have the money to really be throwing it out there. And they're like, yeah, if this blows up for the next one, you'll give you a contract worth stupid amounts of money. And he was like, whatever, fine, I'm desperate. And Robert Downey Jr. fucking killed it as Iron Man. And Marvel got drowned in money. And then after that, boom, they made Captain America. Then they make Iron Man 2. Then they make they redid the Hulk with my fucking boy.
Oh, Ed Norton.
Which I loved. People were like, oh, I don't know about that Hulk, man. Get the fuck out of here. Ed Norton.
Awesome.
Ed Norton ate that shit up. That was fucking good. When I saw that, that's right. It was before Captain America.
Yeah.
Because I remember the guy they gave the super serum to.
Yeah.
When he was running out there fighting the fucking Hulk, I was like, yo, that's Captain America.
Yep. That's what got
could
me
be
so
Captain
excited.
America.
I
was like, if he can do this, and they even mentioned, it was a super serum program we had in the World War II and it failed, but we're going to resurface it and put it in you. And I was like, yo, is this guy going to be Captain America? Even though he was a Brit? He was a mercenary.
Yeah, I remember.
But that dude was going out there kicking some ass and looked good. All that shit was because of the first Spider-Man that Sony did. All that shit was because of Terry Maguire. And for that, I will always love Terry. But you understand.
Tobey.
I'm sorry, Tobey. I will always love Tobey.
He'll come looking for you, man.
But you have to understand, I've gotten older. We've all gotten older. It drifted apart. And now I'm married to Tom.
And Tom's fine, man. I like Tom.
And I'm still friends with Tobey. He's on my Facebook.
Tom is going to wind up being the new Indiana Jones in Uncharted.
I hope Tobey finds someone that loves him as much now as I did then. But I want him to know I will always love him.
All right.
That's just the way it is.
All right, let me put up the credits.
All right. Take us out of here, right?
All right, don't forget to visit us on our website at g2ta.net, gottatalkaboutit.com, and don't forget to subscribe. Ooh.
So, did you watch What If?
No, after the fourth episode, I quit on that shit.
You know what? Should we keep recording? Because I'm gonna rip that in the last.
That's just fucking lazy, man.
If you go into What If episode 4, Strange Supreme, I think that's who we see in that trailer.
Yeah. Okay.
Pretty much a sinister Doctor Strange.
Yeah, because I was just going to go into how bad the What If series was, and that was going to be indicative.
So you didn't even get to the final episode where they had Ultimate Ultron versus Super Killmonger with evil Doctor Strange?
No.
The evil Avengers?
Nope. No.
Oh God, you missed out, bro.
I'm sure I did. I stopped at Marvel
painful.
Zombies.
It was painful.
Okay, just watch the last episode. You're smart enough to figure it out.
Okay.
You could Wikipedia and read the rest. Just watch the last episode.
I will do that.
Where Ultron kills Thanos. Ultron comes looking for the Mind Stone. Thanos comes looking for the Mind Stone. Ultron just fucking kills him in 1 second.
Oh God, my stomach hurts.
That's just as bad as looking at Thanos.
Oh God.
Looking at Thanos carry guns and shit.
Yeah, does Thanos shoot at him? Does Thanos shoot his guns at him?
Dude, Ultron already decimated the Earth because he has the Vision body. The Avengers never took it from him. Mm-hmm. So when Thanos arrives on Earth, the second he arrives, like before he could say, Thanos loves to pontificate. Like before he even opens his mouth, Ultron just hits him with the Soul Stone and just like splits him in two and takes all the stones.
How does that work?
He has the laser beam that the Vision has in his head.
Yeah, the soul. He has a soul stone.
Yeah.
The Vision has a soul stone. It can rip your soul.
Not the soul stone. What is it? The Mind Stone? It's
I
the Mind Stone.
I thought it was the soul.
No, the Mind Stone. Vision has the Mind Stone.
It's one of the stones, man. It's one of the stones.
The Soul Stone is the one where you had to sacrifice yourself for. But at this point, in this story, Thanos already had the other 4 remaining stones, I think.
Oh, man.
No, does Ultron going... Anyways, dude, he kills Thanos, takes whatever Thanos has, and now he has the Infinity Gauntlet. Power.
Okay.
And he goes around trying to bring peace in our time to the universe, and he's so powerful, he senses the Watcher.
What the fuck?
So now he has the Infinity Stones. He can sense reality.
The Watcher's a fucking god, man.
Strange Supreme was able to do it because he had killed so many demons that he became a demon, and he sensed the Watcher as well. Okay. But he just ended up destroying his universe.
The Watcher could destroy almost anybody, right? Just by like...
Anyways, Ultron starts fighting the Watcher. Mm-hmm. The Watcher bitches out, go frees Strange Supreme, and then starts pulling randoms from different universes that he think could help him fight Ultron.
Why doesn't he just leave?
Now there's no place he could run because Ultron has the Infinity Stones and can follow him anywhere.
Yeah, but when it's already been proven in the books that if you take the Infinity Stone and you go to another reality,
in the books. We're in the MCU now.
Okay, all right. Continue. I want to hear it. Keep going.
The only place it seems that time, because remember, to assemble the Infinity Gauntlet. Now we bring in plot holes in Endgame because they did go and steal Infinity Stones from different universes and they still worked.
Which is bullshit. That's all right.
So, anyways, I mean, the only place they show that Infinity Stones don't work is at the end of time in Loki, or wherever the TVA is.